Hey everybody, what's good? What's going on? JB here with another Cyber Insight live stream video. Coming back, we're going to be doing another room in the TryHackMe Pentest Plus learning series that we've been going through. And today is going to be a special video, special edition, because I'm going to be having my friend Kiki, who is the founder of TechSecChicks, on. She's going to be walking through this room with us as we go through it. We're both not pen testers. We both have an IT background. And yeah, we're pretty much going to fumble our way through this and kind of see how it goes. But so I think it's going to be exciting. I'm glad to have her here. And let me bring her over onto the screen and she can introduce herself. Hey, there we go. Hey, Kiki, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. So you want to give everybody just a little quick rundown of who you are and TechSecChicks before we hop over into the Metasploit room?
Absolutely. My name is Kalila Scott. Most people call me Kiki. I am the founder of TechSecChicks, which is a women's group that is geared towards fellowshipping, providing resources and a sisterhood for women in tech that maybe are transitioning from a different career or have been in the industry for a while. So we're doing some big things coming up soon. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of
Yeah,
who we
you
are.
guys, you are all over the place, and so
Always.
yeah. So I was excited to be able to have you on here because you're always super supportive in the streams, and especially we've been doing, I think maybe 4 Pentest Plus videos so far, and you've been in all of them throwing out answers as we've been going through it. So I figured,
Yeah.
why not team up a little bit? And this will kind of be a new thing. I don't think either of us have ever done any type of live stream walkthrough with two people. So I hope
Yeah.
everybody enjoys it and learns something from it, and also gives us a little bit of grace as we kind of work through the logistics of how this is going to go. So yeah, all right. Well, let's hop over into the browser here, and we already got some folks uh, coming back on the stream. Let me just throw everybody up here real quick to say hello. Got people like when we were going through the countdown. Techie Kev, what's up? And the real Mudge is back. Man, that's 2 weeks in a row. That's impressive. All right, so um, I think that the way that we want to handle this, we're gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna kind of drive the browser and the command line, and Kiki's gonna kind of narrate as we're walking through and asking questions and things like that. And yeah, she can kind of tell me what she wants me to type, or I can throw some ideas out there as well, and we can just kind of go there from that. For folks who haven't seen any of these TryHackMe rooms before, normally it's a room that's broken down into a whole bunch of different tasks. There's kind of a little breakdown of information at the beginning of each task, and then you have to go and find the answers for different questions either through poking around the command line of various pen testing tools. This is all running on a virtual machine that's running Kali that they provide and that we've already spun up. So I think that pretty much covers the logistics of everything. If anybody has any questions or comments as we're going through this, as always, throw that in the comment section. And if you're hanging around and you like the content, please, smash the like button, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And I will also make sure that I put the TechSecChicks and Kiki's info in the description for the video as well once it's done. So let's see. Let's hop over into this and see here.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of just read through this stuff high level, and then we can kind of move through
Yeah. So welcome to Metasploit.
it.
So basically, it's an open source pen testing framework. It's a powerful tool utilized by security engineers around the world, maintained by Rapid7. Metasploit is a collection of not only thoroughly tested exploits, but also auxiliary and exploitation tools. Throughout this room, we will explore the basics of using this massive framework and a few of the modules it includes.
So anybody who has any questions on any specific things here, they do have a video right up at the top that you can actually click into. And I actually believe this is a free room, so you don't need to pay for the subscription or anything like that. So anybody can follow along and do this whenever they want to. So I think that's pretty much straightforward. If you caught the last video that we were doing where we were exploiting, we were enumerating and exploiting NFS and MySQL and SMTP,
Yeah.
we already kind of dug into Metasploit quite a bit in that with, I mean, I think it was almost like an introductory to Metasploit, but this is going to go a little bit deeper. But if you did watch that previous video, then you should be a little bit familiar with the stuff that we're going to be talking about today. So we can mark that one as complete and move on
Yep.
to task 2.
All right. So initializing, I think you've already initialized your attack box.
Yep.
So if you're following along out there with us in the TryHackMe Pentest Plus Metasploit room, then you definitely want to launch your attack box. And it should already come with the database, the MSF DB init database already standard. If not, if you're doing like Kali Linux and your own instance, you may need to download that if you haven't already used it before.
Yep, you might need to download it. You might need to do some updates, and then when you go to use it for the first time, you're going to need to initialize the database. But as Kiki said, we do not need to do that since we're using the super nice and easy box that comes with TryHackMe.
Yeah, it's very convenient. Okay, so next step before starting Metasploit, we can view some of the advanced options we can trigger for starting the console. Check these out now by using the MSF console-H.
So MSF console-H. H is for help.
Yes. Help.
And it's going to think about it for a second.
It likes to think.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of some stuff that we have through here. Trying to think like what's really important from a high level and stuff that we kind of talked about before. More so maybe the console options. And once you kind of get down into the other areas that we're going to dig down into as far as searching and using and exploiting, you can do other types of help commands in that to get more information specifically about what you're trying to do there. So let's go back and we can mark that as complete. Okay.
All right. So the next step says that we can start the Metasploit console on the command line without showing the banner or any startup information as well. What switch do we add to MSF console to start it without showing this information? This will include the dash.
Well,
does it say it on the?
Let's see. We can kind of look through here for a second. Execute specific commands, execute specific resource.
It's dash Q for quiet.
Yes.
Do not print the banner on startup.
Yep. And with this, with like a lot of the tools that's on Kali, or even when you're using Linux in general, you want to be specific about the uppercase and lowercase, because sometimes you'll have switches that are the same letter, but uppercase and lowercase might mean different things. So it is always good to pay attention to that when you're doing that. Okay.
Okay. And so the next step is just initializing the database. I'm not sure if you've already done that or not.
So, nope. So we will go do MSF console. And we're starting that. We had another comment come in from Andre. If you pull Metasploit from the GitHub, the Rapid7 team also has a Docker link you can use, and it will do all of it for you. So I assume that you're talking about the init command that we were talking about before, the MSFDB init command. Yeah. Okay, so now we have started up Metasploit. And
so the next step with that is just to make sure that you've connected to it by using the DB_status to ensure that it is.
Check that we connected to the database. Do this now with the command DB_status. I would assume that it probably would have kicked back an error message if that didn't, but there we go. And it's using a Postgres database. Cool. Okay, completed. Yep.
And that's the next question.
Oh, I always do that. I get a little bit ahead of myself, and then they ask the thing that I just said.
Yeah.
So that was a PostgreSQL.
SQL. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, he already said it.
I thought it was pertinent information, and apparently it was. So. All right, so that wraps up task 2. We can move on to task 3.
Okay, task 3 is called Rock 'em to the Core commands. Using the help menu, let's now learn the base commands in the module categories of Metasploit. Nearly all of the answers to the following questions can be found in the Metasploit help menu. So let's go ahead and start exploring the help menu on the Metasploit prompt, where we'll be at after we start Metasploit using MSF console.
Yep.
Then type the command help.
And this is what I was talking about as far as once you start to get into other areas within Metasploit, then you kind of have a whole different range of different types of commands. And the help section kind of helping you out with that. So as far as like the module commands, you'll use that a lot, especially the search and the show and the use.
Yeah.
And options is another one where we'll take a look and see what options are actually required or which ones might just be nice to have. I'm sure there's a fancier $5 word for what I just said, but you know, whatever. It's almost 6:30 and it's been a long day. All right. So we did that.
Okay, so the menu, the help menu has a very short 1-character alias. What is it?
Bet you I can guess what that is, and it's probably going to be H.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can actually find that.
Yep.
Oh.
It's right. You just passed
it. Dropping in. There we go. Yeah, -H. All right. Let's do it.
No.
No?
It should be the question mark.
Oh, okay. Dash question mark?
No, just question mark.
Oh, okay. Was that... I want to see where that
was. When you scroll back up a little bit,
okay.
Because you passed by it. Yeah, scroll back up a little bit more.
There we go.
Right there. Help menu.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So if I just want to see what that does if I actually do that.
Oh yeah.
It does the same thing. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Brings up, yeah. So that's a nice little shortcut to know about. Okay, so the next step, finding various modules we have at our disposal within Metasploit is one of the most common commands we will leverage in the framework. What is the base command we use for searching?
I bet you.
You know that
one. Bet you that is in word searching.
Right.
right here.
Yep.
Search and search modules. And then normally that's going to be, and then whatever you could type in a word, I think, for keywords and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to not get too far ahead of myself. So let me just slow down there. All right.
Okay, once we found the module we want to leverage, what command would we use to select it as the active module?
And if you watched the video from last week, you would have seen that we used this command quite a bit. That one, whenever you actually want to use a module. And I think we were talking about that before. I think you can either use and then type out the whole name of the module, or you can use and then use a number that's been identified from when you did a search command, which can make it be a bit easier instead of typing everything out.
It is a lot more easier. Definitely. Okay, so how about if we want to view information about either a specific module or just the active one we have selected?
I'm going to say that's going to be info.
That is info.
Let's see how that goes. Sweet. Okay.
All right. Metasploit has a built-in netcat-like function where we can make a quick connection with the host simply to verify that we can talk to it. What command is this?
And before I do that, for folks who aren't familiar with what netcat is, it's a tool that runs on Linux devices that allows you to try to connect over various types of ports. So it's a good way to be able to, well, as I say here, make a quick connection over a specific port, especially if that particular service is open on the distant end.
Yeah.
So quick connection to the host, simply that we can talk. Let's see.
No, let's go
Down.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah,
that
nope,
might have been it.
There it is right there.
Communicate with the
Just
host.
saw it. Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. Kev thinks it's connect, so we'll go with that. And it looks like it should be the right number of letters. There we go. You redeemed yourself from your previous incorrect answer. No pressure.
Okay, so entirely one of the commands purely utilized for fun. What command displays the motd/ASCII art we see when we start MSF console without the -Q flag?
Oh man, they got so much time. They got commands just for fun. That's wild. Okay. Oh. And how many letters was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
6. I see it.
Is it
right
banner?
there. It is banner.
Okay.
You display an awesome Metasploit. Like the fact that they put that in the description is hilarious.
Yeah. Look at that. You just keep redeeming yourself. It's awesome. Banner. Got it. All right.
Cam is on the road today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we'll revisit these next two commands shortly. However, they're two of the most used commands within Metasploit. First, what command do we use to change the value of a variable?
What command do we use to change the value of a variable? Okay. Set, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I think. I know that.
Yeah.
And we did that last week when we were adding like IP addresses or port numbers, things like that that are required depending upon the specific module that you're using. Once you're within that
Yeah.
module, then you use a set command to do that. So
Yeah, I think you can set what R host
yep,
and
like
L
our
host.
host would be one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next one says Metasploit supports the use of global variables, something which is incredibly useful when you're specifically focusing on a single box. What command changes the value of a variable globally?
And right underneath it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Oh, come on. I hit G. It just didn't type it. There we go. Okay.
All right. Now that we've learned how to change the value of variables, how do we view them? Several answers to this question. However, I'm looking for a specific three-letter command which is used to view the value of a single variables.
Let's go and look under the module section.
Kev says is get.
Get? Okay. I want to see. Did we already pass it?
Yeah, it
Oh, right
was
there. Yep.
back up
Yep.
first section.
Excuse me. And then they have a get global as well. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Just in case they ask.
Kev's over here dropping knowledge in the chat window. Go. All right.
Okay.
Hey Kiki, you got somebody saying hello to you.
Oh, hi McKenna. How are you? So, all right, we got get. Okay, and then it asks, how about changing the value of a variable to null/no value?
Okay.
Unset one or more context specific variables. It's unset.
Unset.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So the next one is when performing a penetration test, it's quite common to record your screen either for further review or for providing evidence of any actions taken. This is often coupled with the collection of console output to a file, as it can be incredibly useful to grep for different pieces of information output to the screen. What command can we use to set our console output to save a file?
Okay.
Oh, right.
Not save.
Spool.
Okay. Yep.
It says write console output
Yep.
into a file.
Now, I would also assume that depending upon the terminal that you're using on your machine, you could also have other types of logging configuration set up where that's outputting everything that shows up on the terminal as well. But within Metasploit itself, we will go with spool. Okay.
All right. Leaving the Metasploit console running isn't always convenient, and it can be helpful to have all of the previously set values low when starting up Metasploit. What command can we use to store the settings/active data stores from Metasploit to a settings file? This will save within your MSF4 or MSF5 directory and can be undone easily by simply removing the created settings file.
Is that save?
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Helpful to have all the previously set values load when starting up Metasploit. Save active data stores. Yeah.
We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. Bam. Okay, awesome. We got a whole bunch of comments coming in, so let me throw those up here first before we move on to the next.
Okay.
Morgan Lucas, howdy, folks. Hey, what's going on? Oh, and look who dropped in. What's up, man?
Oh, D
He's like,
Jackson
oh,
house.
we got a team stream going on. Yep. We're over here doing the cyber, man. We're just pretending. We're pretending to be hacking stuff all afternoon.
Oh man.
All right. I'm going to take a sip of something for a second.
Cheers.
It's not that time.
Oh man. $5 super chat.
What? I appreciate that, but now I got to PayPal that to Kiki, so I don't even know how I'm going to do that. We'll figure something out.
Yes. Run TechSec chicks their money.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's see.
All right. So,
and when we move on, normally what I like to do with these is, especially just from a timing perspective, is before I get to one that needs to actually start up the machine, I'll start it up at the previous task, just because that will be good to go once we get there, because it normally takes a couple minutes. So
yeah,
there we
that's
go.
definitely a good idea. Okay, so modules for every occasion. Metasploit consists of 6 core modules that make up the bulk of the tools you will utilize within it. Let's take a quick look through the various modules, their purposes, and some of the commands associated with modules. Some of the tools that you can use in the libraries and plugins is like Rex, MSF Core, MSF Base. The interfaces are console line interface, GUI, and I cannot see what this is. Armitage? Is that what that's saying?
Yep.
And then RPC. And then the modules are exploit, payload, encoder, NOP, and auxiliary.
Yep.
So moving to the first question. Easily the most module utilized. Which module holds all of the exploit code we will use? That is very easy.
Well, I would hope so. Oof. All right.
And then it gave you the answer in the question.
Yeah. No, they like to do that, which is good.
All right, so this is used hand in hand with exploits. Which module contains the various bits of shell code we send to have it executed following the exploitation?
I am going to say that's payload.
Payload.
I think. Yep. So since they're talking about actually sending some type of code to the machine that you're attacking, I just think payload.
Yeah, that would be the main thing that would follow the exploit is the payload. So which module is most commonly used in scanning and verification machines? Verifying machines are exploitable. This is not the same as the actual exploitation, of course.
So that one, if folks were watching the video last week, a lot of the enumerating that we were doing was using modules that fell kind of into that directory. And so if you got annoyed with having to type out that word as much as I did, then you would remember that it probably is.
It is so irritating to type out.
Yep.
Completely every time. Okay, so one of the most common activities after exploitation is looting and pivoting. Which module provides these capabilities?
Let's see what the hint is. Oh, the diagram does not include the post module. Okay. One of the most common activities after exploitation, post exploitation, is looting and pivoting. Okay, so let's go post. Okay.
Okay. Commonly utilized in payload obfuscation. I don't know.
Obfuscation.
How do you say it? Obfuscation.
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister.
Yep.
Which module allows us to modify the appearance of our exploit such that we may avoid signature detection?
So that one, since we're talking about almost modifying the code in some type of way or what it's doing, I believe that's going to be encoder.
Yeah, just looking at the options for the
Just
modules.
looking at the options, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say encoder.
Cool.
All right, and last but not least, which module is used with buffer overflow and ROP attacks?
Well,
it's only one left.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Right. We'll roll with that.
Yep.
Not every module is loaded in by default. What command can we use to load different modules?
Let's go back and take a look. And how many?
Oh, I just saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What?
The word load. Yeah, because that's the one thing that stood out to me. They kept saying load in the question. So, I'm rolling with it.
Yeah. If they say the word twice in the sentence, then chances are that's what they're
right. You pretty much know what's coming behind that. So
yeah. All right, let's see.
Okay. So it says, remember that database we set up? In this step, we're going to take a look at it, look at what we can use it for, and exploit our victim while we're at it. As you might have noticed, up until this point, we haven't touched Nmap in this room, let alone perform much recon on our victim box. That'll all change now as we'll take a swing at using Nmap with Metasploit. So you've already deployed the machine.
Yep.
Note Metasploit does not support different types of port scans from within the auxiliary modules. Metasploit can also import other scans from Nmap and Nessus, just to name a few. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So in the first step is asking us to, Metasploit comes with a built-in way to run Nmap and feeds its results directly into our database. Let's run that now by using the command db_nmap -sv. Yeah, I think can you copy it?
No, you can't copy and paste back and forth, which sucks. But
yeah, that's whack.
Yeah. Yep. Ridiculous. Okay, so it was db_nmap.
Yep. Space.
There was a dash, and there was
dash S,
capital S,
and lowercase s, capital V.
Yep.
Space.
Yep.
All caps. machine_IP.
Oh, okay. So that's looking for my IP here. So that is 10.10.57.119. 10.10.57.119. All right. Well, let's see what happens.
So we don't forget that. What was it again?
10.10.57.119.
Okay. So We're waiting on that.
Yep. Let that do its thing. I wonder if it gives feedback, like, so with Nmap, when you're doing a scan, if you hit enter, it will then kind of give you a status.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's doing that.
Okay. So that question we don't have to go back and put anything on, but the next question, um, it's as soon as it comes up, it's going to ask us what service does Nmap identify running on port 135.
Okay. Come on, Nmap.
It's taking its sweet time.
Yep. Nmap is not conducive to live stream videos.
No. Maybe we should put something extra in there that
Well,
like the T-T4 or T5.
yeah, we could have done T5. That's what I did last time to speed things up.
Yeah.
I'll give it another 30 seconds before we start trying to do other things. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So 135 they see as RPC for Microsoft.
Yep.
Oh. MSRPC. Okay.
Okay. So the next one says, let's go ahead and see what information we have collected in the database. Try typing the command hosts into the MSF console now.
Oh, hosts.
Multiple. With the S.
There we
go. Okay. So how about something else from the database? Try the services command now.
So the hosts, even though it kind of looks a little weird on my screen, is IP address, MAC address, DNS name, and then operating system, which is unknown, purpose, device. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the rest of that is, but this is pretty much the important part of that there. So you said the next one was services?
Yes, to see what services are running on there.
Okay. There we go. So this is just kind of a list of all of the different ports, protocols, and services that it was able to enumerate based off of the scans that it's done. The state as far as whether or not the service is actually responding, and then a little bit more in-depth information on the host and the service.
Okay.
Now, what I don't know, because I've never paid attention to this before when I've done this, is whether or not this information persists and how long it persists for. Meaning, does it stay in the database even when I shut down, like, and I'm not talking about like here on TryHackMe, but like if I had a Kali box and I was doing different things and scanning different things, does this data persist in the database for Metasploit even when I shut it down and reboot my computer and stuff like that?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
That is a very good question.
I think for some reason that I think it might, because I know that there was an option for creating That was up at the top, I believe.
Well, I would imagine that save command would help with saving that information.
Exactly.
Storing it
Yeah,
in there.
there's a way to kind of create unique groupings of what you're doing, and you can break that out. So specifically, if you're doing like different jobs and stuff like that, it's almost like creating
Mm-hmm.
mini environments within Metasploit. Let's see. Somebody commented it does. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. So if you have Davin's throwing that out there too, yeah. So you
Yeah.
don't lose that data, which is cool. All right.
Yeah, that is cool.
So we did that. We looked at the
And then we did
services.
services.
Okay. What's the?
And so the next one, the next one is they want us to try the vulns command. This won't show much at the current moment. However, it's worth noting that Metasploit will keep track of the discovered vulnerabilities. One of the many ways the database can be leveraged quickly and powerfully.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got a few that popped up on there. So timestamp, which is important to know when that happened. IP address. The name. So a few things that are kind of important with that whenever you're looking up vulnerabilities is, in this case, these are Microsoft vulnerabilities. So you could look it up based off of that on Microsoft documentation. You also could look up the specific CVEs. Oh, and nice, they have links in here that you can actually click into to go and get information on those. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. Do more research on it.
Yep.
Okay. So it says, now that we've scanned our victim system, let's try connecting to it with the Metasploit payload. First, we'll have to search for the target payload. In Metasploit 5, the most recent version at the time of writing, you can simply type use, followed by a unique string found within only the target exploit. For example, try this out now with the following command, use icecast. And then it's going to ask us to report the full path.
What the output from that is as far as the full path. Yep. Okay. Icecast. Okay.
So
that kind of
be the full.
Yep. And that looks like payload configured. Yeah, so we would have to go ahead and set up that specifically to use it, but it does give that. It'd be the same thing, I think, now that we're kind of like in where that module is. We could have found the same information also if we did search icecast, and then that would have popped this up again with the number 0, and we could have went use 0, and then we would have ended up back at the same place within the module ready to configure it. So, all right, let's get that. So it's exploit /Windows. Exploit /Windows /
HTTP.
Okay. Yep. /
icecast _header.
Okay. Cool. Well, that use command is unique. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. So while the use command with a unique string can be incredibly useful, that's not quite the exploit we want here. Let's now run the command search multi /handler.
Okay. that gave us.
Okay, so now it wants us to run the command use number next to the exploit multi-handler. So that would be use 6.
Use 6. So that says we are, go ahead. And then exploit multi. Okay. Just making sure I got
So you see on the
where the number will be that appears in the far left-hand column.
So when you go back to the other screen,
Yep.
So you see where it's number 6 is exploit / multi / handler.
Yep.
So they're wanting you to, instead of typing all that in, they're wanting you to do the use and then the module number instead of typing
So
it out.
just use 6 is what they're asking for me to type?
I believe so. I mean, the way they got it worded, I don't know. Weird. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That put us where we needed to go. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so the question was the name of the column on the far left-hand side that shows up. So that would be 6. No? Is that wrong?
The name of the column.
Oh, my bad. Is this guy.
Would be
the pound sign.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't call it the pound sign anymore. Like, I think because we are old school.
Am I supposed to call it a hashtag sign? Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh man! Like, I remember saying that to somebody, and they were like,
I'm gonna quit IT if I have to call that the hashtag sign. That's ridiculous. That's a pound sign. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, so next question. Now type the command use number from previous question. This is the short way to use modules returned by search results.
And I think I already did that. And we're already. Yeah.
Well, I thought that's what they wanted you to do in the question before the previous question.
I know.
The way they worded it, it was just like, oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so the next one says, next, let's set the payload using this command. I guess I can wait till you get back to the screen to read it off to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me just throw this up here because Davin's in the same group as us. For years, I referred to hashtags as pound. As you should, sir. Don't.
We are team pound.
Yep. Yep. We're not doing that.
Look, do you remember Star 69?
Isn't that like, it calls back whoever like called you, right?
Yeah. On the landline phones.
Yeah.
So you could see if somebody was playing on your phone and you Star 69 them and why are you playing on my phone? It's crazy.
Yep. All right. All right. So you're gonna read that off to me?
Yeah. Okay. So it says next, let's set the payload using this command set. And then payload is in all caps. Space.
And for folks who don't know, you can tab your way through this stuff. So for instance, I just hit pay and tab, and it put the rest of the word in there. So good thing stuff. Yep. So what was it?
Okay, so set payload. It's got payload in all caps, though.
It will still take it.
Okay.
Yep.
Windows /
Yep.
Interpreter / yep. Reverse _
Oh, we're doing a shell. We're doing a reverse shell. Okay.
Yes. And Well, it says TCP,
Oh, reverse.
not shell.
Yep, a reverse TCP shell. Okay, is that it?
Let me see what else it says. It says, in this way, we can modify which payloads we want to use with our exploits. Additionally, yeah. So run that, and then it's asking you to run another command after that.
Okay.
So let's run that. All right. So now it's another command to set your L host to your TryHackMe IP. So set L host.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the way that it's crazy. So yeah, L host, and then your IP is 10.10.
38.101.
50.
Yeah, because it's
I
saying the
thought it was
local
57.
host. So my IP address
Okay.
is on this box, and
Gotcha,
they put that for folks who haven't used this before. It's actually the host name of the box. So if you see up at the top of my terminal up here, root at IP, it's there, and then it's also up here on the top of the browser too. So okay.
Okay.
We got that.
So yeah. So right. Okay. So all right, we're done with that one.
Well, that is interesting. I can go IP. I can go IP address within Metasploit to actually see what my. That's cool that you can do that. Something else, since we kind of were talking about it before, it's worth showing. If we type options,
oh yeah,
then we're able to see kind of the stuff that we're setting here, and we'll also see the required sections, right? So this is the payload options under the interpreter reverse TCP shell, and so we had to put in the local host, or what's in essence what's going to be the source IP address. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now it wants us to go ahead and return to our previous exploit, run the command use icecast to select it again.
Yep, and if you remember when we did that before, let's see if we can find the thing up here. When we did icecast before, no payload was configured at that point. And so it was going to default to using this, but there was still some required information that we had to put in, and so that's why it wouldn't work.
Gotcha.
So, icecast. Okay, now we should be able to go, and I think there's probably a little bit of configuration that we'll have to actually do within this now too.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next step would be setting the R host. So that command would be the set R host plus the target machine IP.
And can you read me the target machine IP?
Yeah. 10.10.57.119.
119, okay. So now if we take a look at the options under icecast.
Yep.
We see that we have the remote hosts section now filled out. And then we see the payload options, which we were missing before. And that's what we configured in the step before this one was the local host IP address. Okay. So now it wanted us to exploit. Is that?
Yes. The next command is exploit, or it says, or the command run-j to run this as a job.
That does not sound anywhere near as fun as the exploit command, so we will exploit.
Oh man.
Okay, so
all right.
in doing that, what you end up seeing here is that you have a reverse TCP shell, and it's coming back to port 4444, TCP 4444 on this Kali box. And you see here that because you have the interpreter prompt here means that you actually do have that connection made. So depending on what type of box this is, I don't think that when we did our nmap it showed what it was, but you know can then start to get into the command line through that because you have a shell and be able to do stuff. So let's mark that.
Okay, and then the next one is says once we've started this, we can check all of the jobs running on the system by running the command jobs.
This is on this. Yeah, I don't know that that is. I almost feel.
I think if we had used the run-j, maybe.
I think if I had a different terminal window up, because I feel like this is the actual connection to the remote box, and this jobs command is what I would want to be running. On Metasploit to see the jobs that are running. So let me test this out. Let me just blow this up so people can see it. MSF console. Okay, jobs. No?
It just says no active jobs. This one says unknown command.
Yeah.
So I guess it all depends on how you go about it.
I think.
Well, that was all they asked us to do was run the jobs command on that one. And so, yep, the next one is sessions.
Interact with a different session ID. So that's like session-I, and then it's session 1 is what we have. Yeah. Okay. So we can mark both of those as complete. And now,
the more and more I see this, the more it just starts really to make a whole lot of sense of what is actually going on. So it's pretty cool, pretty neat.
Yep. All right.
So we're in now. What? Now that we've got a shell into our victim machine, let's take a look at several post-exploitation modules actions that we can leverage. Most of the questions in the following section can be answered by using the interpreter help menu, which can be accessed through the help command. This menu dynamically expands as we load more modules. So did you want to do the help command, or you
the help command
while you're there?
Okay.
So one of the first questions that they ask is our initial shell / process typically isn't very stable. Let's go ahead and attempt to move to a different process. First, let's list the processes using the PS command.
Okay.
And then it asks us to look for the spool service and find what that command is.
So
it's yeah.
Here. So let me see.
Spoolsb.exe. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so the next question says, let's go ahead and move into the spool process.
It was what? Spool
What?
sv.exe. Okay. sv.exe. There we go.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to get it to take my answer, but there we go. Yeah, it was like really, really,
Okay.
really slow. There we go. Okay. I like hit it like 3
All
times.
right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the spool process, or at least attempt to. What command do we use to transfer ourselves into the process? It says this won't work at the current time as we don't have sufficient privileges, but we can still try.
Well, let's go help again.
And we are looking to transfer ourselves into a process. Transport, no. Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Changed it. Okay. Did you find it?
Nope.
Oh.
Migrate. Right here.
You migrate the server into another process.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so well that migration didn't work. Let's find out some more information about the system so we can try to elevate. What command can we run to find out more information regarding the current user running the process we are in? Okay.
How many?
It's 6 letters. What command can we run to find out more information regarding the current user running the process we are in? Current session, current.
Let me keep going down.
Yeah.
File is not probably what we want. Network is probably not what we want. This is probably what we want. System commands. Get, I bet you, yes,
Yeah,
right.
get the user that the server is running as.
Yep, get UID. Let's see, get UID. Yep.
Okay. And it's asking for how about finding more information about the system itself.
Sysinfo.
Yep. Such as the OS and remote system.
No, it auto-corrected. Come on, don't do that. There we go. Okay.
Okay. This might take a little bit of Googling, but what do we run to load Mimikatz? More specifically, the new version of Mimikatz so we can use it. I actually Googled this.
Oh, okay, what do you got?
Load Kiwi.
Oh, okay. Kiwi is one of the sadder tropical fruits. I don't care for kiwi.
Right.
All right. Let's see. There we go.
It was almost Kiki though.
I know
Kiki.
it should have been. Maybe Cat's version 6. We could submit something.
Kiki Cats. It could easily be Kiki Cats.
Yeah,
I'm down with that. All right. So the next question, and I'm assuming this is still in that help menu section. let's go ahead and figure out the privileges of our current user. What command do we run?
Get privs.
Get attempt to enable all privileges. Yeah, let's try it.
Maybe. Not get ribs. I mean, ribs are delicious, but no.
I know what you've been Googling.
Yeah, I don't even know how that even works out. And hyphenated it, too. That's wild.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Get ribs.
Get ribs. I mean, that should be a command. Automated. Oh.
That's too funny. All right, so what command do we run to transfer files to our victim computer?
I bet you that is a file command.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, let's go back to the file section.
Upload.
Yep, upload a file or directory. Okay, and so a simple question, but still.
I had a question come in. I would disable autocorrect, but I honestly have no idea how to do that on my Mac, so I just don't know. And I've never had that be really that much of an issue until I started doing it. So.
The TryHackMe.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so a simple question, but still quite necessary. What command do we run to figure out the networking information and interfaces on our victim?
Oh, I think we skipped one.
Did we?
Yeah, how about if we want to run a Metasploit module?
Oh, we did skip one. Yeah. And that is a command? No, it's a module. I'm going to go with run.
Run? I like it. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. And then the next one was what command do we run to figure out the networking information and interfaces on our victim?
ipconfig or ifconfig?
Yeah, I would say IP.
I wonder if their hint says, yeah, I'm looking for an option including the P and is otherwise a Windows command. Yep. IF would be on Linux stuff. So there we go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and run a few post modules from Metasploit. First, let's run the command. I can read it off to you when you get back to the other screen.
Okay. So that was run /.
No, it's post. The first one is post / Windows.
Oh, I thought that would be the I'm wondering if you have to do run and then post Windows gather check view. Since we were talking about running a Metasploit module, and then the question 2 above was how if we want to run a Metasploit module, what command do we use? So
yeah, just go to the run.
I think it's I think so. Let's see. We can try it without first. We'll see what happens. I don't think that will, because it doesn't have a command telling it to do something in front of it. But we'll see. Post Windows gather check VM. Yeah, so I didn't like that.
Okay. So that question's done. And then the next one, like you say, yeah, it'll be run. They want you to do run space post And that's the multi-recon local exploit suggestor.
Okay, let's try run. All right, run, and then it was post. What was it?
Mm-hmm. /multi
Yep.
/recon
Yep.
/local
Yep.
_exploit
Yep.
_suggester. ER. You put suggestion. It suggests error. Yeah.
What did I do? Oh, suggest. Oh,
SUGG.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's not a real word.
Fam.
I'm just saying.
Fam. This is what they said it is.
Oh, I'm not. No. I'm not putting that on you. I mean, they're just making things up. That's fine.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. It sounds like something like George W. Bush would say, like someone's a suggester or something. Like I don't know. It's weird.
We had a suggester in the crowd earlier today.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
that is funny.
yeah. All right. So
it's literally giving you suggestions
on
of
what exploits you might be able to use against a box. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which is pretty neat.
Yep. You see, this is why when people take their OSCP, they're not allowed to use Metasploit very much. I think you're only allowed to use it like on 2 boxes because it automates quite a bit of this process.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem because they want to make sure you know it. So I guess, yeah.
Okay. Let's try forcing
All right, so
RDP to be available. Nice.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and run that script?
Yeah, I love it. They're like, this stuff won't work, but it's still fun to do anyway. All right, so it was run, post
Windows /manage
Yep.
/enable _RDP.
Okay. Insufficient privileges. Yep. Not able to do it. But it was so much fun.
Yeah, it's access denied.
Yeah.
All right, so the last question in this section is one quick extra question. Can we run an interpreter session to spawn a normal system shell?
So let's take a look. Shell.
It's shell. Yeah, it's shell.
There we go. And look, now we're on a Windows box. Bam.
We did it, Joe.
Woo. See, that was a much more fun command than the last one they had us run. They should have had us do that. With that.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Off the jump. Yeah, all those extra commands that you like are getting no results in is really crazy.
All right.
So the final section, making Cisco proud. Last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the auto routing options available to us in Metasploit. While our victim machine may not have multiple network interfaces, we'll walk through the motions of pivoting through our victim as if it did have access to extra networks. Let's go ahead and run the command run autoroute -H. This will pull up the help menu for the auto route.
Okay, so We
And then the question that they're asking us to look for is what command do we run to add a route to the following subnet of 172.18.1.0/24. It says use the n-n flag in your answer.
okay.
So
Well, so it looks like it's going to be. I'm gonna just type it out.
so looking at that first
It's gonna be
command.
the dash s, the IP address, and the dash n, and then the subnet mask is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Auto route dash n
Wait, it's
172.
dash s.
Oh, dash s.
Dash s, and then the IP.
Yep. 172.18.1.0, then the dash n, 255, 255, 255.0. Bam. Okay.
Okay. Additionally, we can start a SOCKS 5 proxy server out of this session, background our current interpreter session, and run the command search servers /SOCKS 5.
I don't remember how to background the interpreter session. So let's see.
It literally told us earlier too.
Did
and
it?
I forgot exactly what it said.
Well, let's see if we can find it. Background. There we go.
At least they made it simple.
I mean,
like...
I love the fact that they don't use like confusing names just because they're trying to be smart. They're keeping it simple.
Yeah, keep it nice and simple.
Yep. All right.
And
search.
so now we the search server /SOCKS. Okay. There you go. SOCKS 5. Yep. Okay.
And then they want to know what it
and
is.
It's asking for the path.
And I'm going to spell it incorrect like I do every time.
AUX.
Yeah. I like to... There we go. Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Do you got one L or two?
It auto-corrected, so it's good. I added 2 because I don't know how to spell. SOCKS 5. Okay. There we go.
Okay, and once we've started a SOCKS server, we can modify our /etc proxychains.conf file to include our new server. What command do we prefix our commands outside of Metasploit to run them through our SOCKS 5 server with proxy chains?
I have no idea what the answer is.
You know how I feel about them using the same word 2 or 3 times in the same sentence.
I mean, I get that.
I'm seeing
You're thinking it's proxy chains? I mean, why not?
I'm just saying they got a habit of double quoting in these questions.
All right. Woo!
Bingo.
That's it.
Somebody is trying to tell you how to turn that autocorrect off.
Yeah.
They are tired of it. They are sick of it.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it again. Like you can't misspell.
Look, I'm gonna fight that the same way that like I only like having one monitor. People like you should have 3 monitors. Like no, I'm hard headed.
I got 5 monitors.
No.
But then you know what though? I work from home too, so like a couple of them are just for work. But yeah, I like doing extra stuff.
All right, so hey, that's it. That's the Metasploit room. Does anybody have any questions or any of that stuff? we had like a whole bunch of people end up sticking around to the end, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, if you like this, we can do a few more collabs like that. It's fun actually, not just doing it by myself. So, so if no,
It can be a lonely road as a hacker.
oh,
So
it can be, it can be,
it's fun to hack with friends.
exactly. So, if nobody has any other questions or comments and stuff like that, again, I appreciate you all checking this out. Follow Kiki. Find out some more about TechSec Chicks. I'm gonna put some information in the description of the video, so you can do that. And yeah, appreciate it. I think the next one we're gonna do. I think I want to do Nessus next. So keep your eye out for that. And then also I have more Linux Plus labs coming up soon too. So all right, well, Kiki, if you got anything else to say. If not, then we're going to wrap it up. And yeah, everybody have a great evening. And yeah, we'll chat soon. All right, bye.
Have a good one.